Good morning and welcome back to the farm. It's kind of a miserable day out. We've already had 2 rainstorms come through. The chickens didn't want to come out of their coop initially this morning, so we're kind of playing it close to the house today. But I thought it gave me a great opportunity to taste test the jams. My test subject is a sourdough English muffin, and I'm just using the same muffin so that there aren't any differences. Yes, I did butter it because I like butter on my English muffins. This is the no pectin long cooked jam, and this is the no sugar pectin, but with pectin jam that I made second yesterday. So let's try the pectin one first. I expect this to be not as sweet as the other. It's very, very thick. And tart. It's like it was very hard to get just a little bit of jam. It's very tart. Not lemony tart, although there is a little bit of that. I can definitely taste the verbena, but I think the lack of sugar makes this, it actually tastes a little flat without the sugar. Like there's not a lot of depth to the flavor. All right, now let's try this long cooked that has a lot of sugar in it. Is it too sweet? Okay, this one is very thick as well, so that's a good sign. Oh my gosh. Now that has the depth of flavor that I'm looking for. The verbena is not as strong, but I did put more verbena in the second batch than I did in the first batch. And I don't know if cooking it so long cooked out some of that verbena flavor, but I like the texture of this better, and the flavor is smoother. So I definitely like this one better, even though it takes so much longer. Now, I don't know if this would taste different if I used a sugar-based pectin. So I think today's batch I have a box of sugar pectin. So I will make today's batch with that and again see the taste difference. I don't think I have any verbena left, or at least not enough that I could cut to use in a batch of jam, because my plant wasn't that big and I really need to plant more of it because I love it so much. But I'm gonna finish this breakfast. It's been so miserably hot today that you couldn't even tell that it had rained this morning. The grass is so dry. But I am determined I'm going to get this job on the chicken coop done. So I'm out here to die. Oh, I seem to have some followers. Like and subscribe. I also started putting down hardware cloth under the edge of the coop here because I'm going to leave it open, and the fence is going to come, the electric fence is going to come to this corner so that they can go under the coop to get away from predators, to get in some shade. It's not a lot, but it's a little, and because this spot is in direct sunlight most of the day. I need to plant some trees in this area just to start getting some shade here for them, but I can't do any of that until I figure out exactly what their run is going to look like, which I can't do until I get this coop done and get them in it. So let's get those last couple of holes drilled, see if I can do it without taking my shoulder off, and we can get on to next steps. Pays off. That's done, and it's all cleaned out. I just need to go through and sweep it really good and put pine shavings down on the floor. I've got a ladder to go in for their roost, and I would like to put something over the nesting boxes because I don't want them to get used to the idea of roosting in those boxes until it's time for them to start laying eggs. So I'll probably I've got some chicken wire in the house, so I'll probably just do a quick cover of those with that, with some of the lath screws. Oh, baby. And it seems like I finished just in time. I got the kids all put to bed because we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. And I kind of believe it. It got so much more humid as I was working. I literally, I mean, you can see the wet spots on my shirt. I had sweat dripping off my face, which makes no sense. I was just holding a drill, but that's how gross it is here right now. So I've got everything shut up and put away. The wagon is tipped so it won't fill with water. The garden will be grateful for it, I'm sure, all the gardens, because like I said, we had that rain this morning and I think we got like a half an inch, but by this afternoon I went out to check the mail and the grass was crunchy. So that's how hot it's been today, which even with the humidity, it's not helping the grass very much. So even though I'm not crazy about thunderstorms, I'll be grateful for the rain. So I guess I'm gonna wrap it up there. I should work on blueberry jam, but I don't want to tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. So I'll see you back here tomorrow for blueberry jam and who knows what else. Have a good night, everybody. So this is going to be the last miserably hot day of this run. After today, it's supposed to be in the 70s, low 80s. The real feel is supposed to feel like what the temperature is, not 10 to 12 degrees above. So it's finally time to get the girls moved into their coop. So I've got the initial layer of bedding down. I think I want to get one more bale of shavings just to have a good solid base. Then after that, all I'll have to do is once a week or so, just put another like ½ inch or so of anything, straw, wood chips, more pine shavings, whatever I have access to. Let me clean that lens. Sorry about that. That's better. A little bit. I've got this old ladder at a local estate sale guy to use as a roost. Right now, they're fighting over who gets to sit on top of that plastic bin in the tractor. And anybody else, I think they're roosting on the food tray. So that's got to stop. And then the only other things that I have left is I want to hang the food and the water from these rafters so that they're not pooing in it, making a mess of the water, all of that. Especially since they're going to be in here for the next 3 to 4 days. So it's Tuesday today. I'm going to put them in here tonight, and then I won't let them out until Saturday, just so they get used to the idea that this is home. This is where they come back to every night. That, fortunately, also gives me time to get the chicken yard cleaned up a bit. I'm not going to clean it up too much because they seem to like destroying this stuff. They've done a marvelous job weeding around my raspberry bushes. But I'm going to knock down the worst of it. There's a wood structure back there that was originally put there for goats to climb on. And I think I was going to tear it down, but I think I'm going to leave it to give them shade and a safe place to hide. Again, just because there aren't any trees close by here. And this is probably the most shade it's going to get out here all day. The height of the day, this is all in direct sun. So for them to have a little place to go for safety and comfort, I think that'll be good. They're going to be very disappointed. They're enjoying running around the yard. And maybe when I don't have quite so many of them and I have the garden fenced, I will let them free range more. But I'm going to give them a big run. So they're going to have, this is kind of a square shape, but I'm also going to have it go all the way along the creek here, probably up to those apple trees, and then back around to the front here. So they'll have a good large space to explore. And then again, once I get the garden protected, I may let them out more. Although I almost ran over 2 chickens yesterday driving around just because they were free rangers and they're too dumb not to go in the road. So we'll see what happens. They've been getting a little closer to the road than I'm comfortable with. And I know my neighbor had joked with me about he didn't have a problem with them going over to his yard, but they might end up in the stew pot. So, which is fair. But for now, I'm going to leave this as is. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to leave this open, so if they decide they want to go in here, they can. I want them to feel free coming and going. They're not going to use this door once I let them out, because at that point, I'll have cut in the automatic door, and they'll come and go through that. And later this afternoon, I'll move the chicken tractor up here just so they start associating the 2 spaces. But right now, I have to get to work. So I'm going to clean this up and check back in at lunchtime. you like it? It's a little early to put them in the coop, but they all seem fairly happy to go. And we are under another thunderstorm watch. So I would rather have them in there and know that they're safe and dry for a change, rather than risk anything bad happening to them if the thunderstorm sneaks up on us unexpectedly. I'm coming back behind the shed to get a couple of bricks to get that the water up off the ground, because it's going to be too easy for them to kick shavings into that. Somewhere out here I have a whole pile of bricks. Let me dig around and try and find those. I'm going to miss having them running around the yard all day for me to watch. But this is going to be better. It's going to be safer for them. And I felt a little bit better about it when I caught one of them scratching up my strawberries. So in the long run, it'll be better for them. Now, since I'm putting them in Tuesday at noon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so theoretically I could let them out Wednesday afternoon if I have the fencing set up. So that's going to be my next project, is getting the chicken yard cleaned up enough to put the electric fencing up and getting the charger set up and charging so that they can go out. They seemed fairly happy. I do still want to come back with another bale of pine shavings just to top it up a little bit. And I may decide I need to come by with some sort of a lip to keep them from pushing all the shavings up against the door. You could see where they'd kicked them out the door when they were exploring the space. But one of the chicks has already figured out the roost, so unfortunately she put herself on the bottom rung, so she may want to rethink that.